All right, let's talk some Justin Herbert. It was a very fun Sunday night football game. Justin Herbert is already incredible. Is he a top 5 quarterback? I don't know, but he's in the conversation. He's top 10 for sure already, in my opinion. Justin Herbert's been incredible. So I want to just make a video and talk about what he did so well. So let's just get into it. So let's start off with this one. What's going to happen here? This is a good example of kind of, you're taking advantage of the Steelers defense or lack thereof at times, for sure. This is what's going to happen here is it's man coverage, and you're going to run a concept that can be pretty good against man coverage. It's going to be the route that's going to go over the middle that really can work. Because keep in mind, it's a cover one blitz. So 5-man rush, no one's covering the middle of the field. So that's the area you want to attack typically on these types of coverages. So watch how when Justin Herbert takes the snap right here, you're going to notice that at this point is really the instant you can tell it's going to be open. 25 for Pittsburgh, he's just going to have a hard time getting there because you do have kind of that rub route thing going. But it's interesting how they did it so far down the field. Typically when you do this kind of stuff, it's honestly right at the line of scrimmage, not on a third down and long like it is. I mean, you notice it's third down and the sticks are right at the 40, or excuse me, at the 37-yard line. So that's where you need to get the ball to. This is a really well-designed play, I think. Also, you could argue maybe some questions behind the Steelers playing a bit aggressive here, despite the fact that, they could just play coverage. But this is what they want to do. Not going to work out too well. Herbert makes this throw really accurate, and he gets it there in a hurry. That's one of the things that you love about Herbert is just that arm talent. The way that he can get the ball there in an instant helps him make decisions a little bit easier. So this is definitely in the camp of not the highest degree of difficulty play, but the Chargers were getting stuff like this going pretty frequently, and he was hitting it pretty frequently. Like this one's going to be another one where this is going to be a Keenan Allen play. So again, Steelers trying to play man coverage, really they're not that good at this kind of stuff. And it's easier when you obviously are fully healthy when they're at 100%, but they're not at 100% here. I mean, right now on this play, they have Cameron Sutton corner going up against Keenan Allen. That's not good. That's not what you want to have happen, and it's going to, have some real negative impacts on this play. Watch how right when this play begins, you're going to see Allen just gets completely wide open immediately. So play action also helped open things up, but this is just an open receiver, and this is not going to be difficult for Justin Herbert to hit. So that's definitely a part of it. It wasn't just the fact that Herbert was playing well. It was also guys getting open, which of course should be expected. You can't have a good game as a quarterback if receivers aren't getting open. And again, Herbert, puts that ball really right on the money. It was actually a pretty good job of closing by Sutton on that one, despite the separation initially. But a good catch and a good throw is always going to beat even good coverage. And that one, I'm not even sure if I would qualify as good, more so just a good finish by Sutton. Another fascinating aspect of Herbert is something like this, which isn't really something you think about when you talk about his game, but it is a very real aspect of his game, which is his running ability, his mobility. The guy is an athlete. He can certainly move with the best of them. The way this play is going to work is it's a cover 2 man, and in man coverage, typically what teams do is they have to turn their back to the quarterback, right? You have to cover a receiver, so you're just focused on covering the receiver. You're not really focused on what the quarterback is doing. Whereas in zone coverage, you're actually taught, keep looking at the quarterback. Keep your eyes on the quarterback. So if this was a cover 2 zone, you'd have 7 guys watching Herbert. Now you only really have 2 guys, and those guys are the safeties who are far away and won't be able to come in and, get to Herbert. Watch how right when this play begins, Herbert's going to take the snap, and he is going to scramble out, and he's just going to pick up a lot of yards, and just look at how mobile he is. I mean, he can move quickly. That's like shockingly good stuff from Herbert. I mean, that's like a legit rushing quarterback's type of scramble, and that's what he can do. He doesn't do it a ton, but he does it. When he does do it, it's the right time to do it, and it's nice to just have that as something you can pull out of your back pocket at any time. I mean, he ran a 4.68 40-yard dash. That's pretty good for a quarterback. That's actually really good for a quarterback. So there you go. And I also want to talk about stuff like this because listen, with Herbert, it's not just, okay, guys are getting wide open and he's making the easy throws. No, I mean, there were some legit high degree of difficulty plays that he was able to make and make successfully. On this play, the way it's going to work is you have a zone coverage play. And, the concept is simple. A receiver runs deep, and the hope of that receiver is that he's going to, push the safety deep, which probably will happen, but also he could keep a corner deep, perhaps. You also have a Steelers player who's covering the flat on that side of the field. So as long as he stays deep enough, this concept should be able to be covered up. It's not the most difficult concept to cover. However, when you see Herbert takes the snap, and you're going to see him look to the offense's left right here, and there certainly is a bubble where this throw can be made, but it's difficult, right? Because you have to get it over the first guy, but also if you overthrow it, then it could be intercepted. So you can't just say, okay, I'm going to try and overthrow it a little, and if it gets overthrown and goes incomplete, then who cares? Because you overthrow it a little, that's going to be an interception that way. This is a tough throw for Herbert to make, but the thing about, Herbert, and this is something I kind of always say, is the more accurate you are and the better arm you have in terms of pushing it down there quickly, the better your decisions look. Every quarterback with a great arm and great accuracy tends to make great decisions. It's not so much the decisions, but it's more so when you try to fit it through a small window, you can a lot more consistently than other guys. Look, Herbert's going to fire this one, and it's just a perfect throw right there. It makes it look easy. So a lot of people are going to say, I almost kind of opened. No, he really wasn't. It was just that perfect of a throw. So Herbert being able to do that stuff, again, it's what makes him so incredible. All right, then we have to talk about one like this. What's worth noting about this play is I'm not exactly sure what the initial concept was. It appears to be a cover 2 zone, but there's going to be one slight difference, and it's that you see there's kind of a gap on the screen as one of the players is going to rush the passer here, and I'm not entirely sure if this was a designed play from the jump, or if he's just going to decide, hey, I think I have a straight shot to the quarterback, which also he's not going to. A halfback is going to be able to pick him up. Look at that route that they're going to do. This is what you call a hot route, which is a receiver sees that there's a blitz, and you basically just stop a few yards down the field, because even if this is a designed cover 3 zone blitz, it's just going to take time for a linebacker to get over in that position. So this is what you want to do against this type of coverage. Like, watch how right when this play begins, you see that huge opening right here. So what happens when something like this happens? Where is it a blown coverage? Is it a design that didn't work out? Whatever it is, I'm not in the huddle. I can't say exactly. What happens is you start to see some gravity. You see that everyone's going to crowd the open guy. So you see, especially against zone coverage, I've circled those two Pittsburgh players. They're rushing in. They see this situation and they're saying, oh my God, we have to make sure we cover him or he's going to gain a ton of yards. So what Herbert's going to do here is quite frankly remarkable. I believe this is intentional. It's possible he just made the wrong read and got lucky. But I think what he does is he notices, hey, you guys are running away. You're kind of abandoning your initial assignment. I'm not going to take the free 5 yards here. I'm thinking bigger than this. He throws it down the field to where, that just fooled Pittsburgh, and that allowed Mike Williams, who was able to make the catch and outrun safety into the end zone. So what really happened there is, I think, basically, you talk about turning a small play into a big play. That was a mistake by Pittsburgh. And you could argue that, okay, a lot of players would have hit the open guy and picked up some yards. Not all of them, I don't think. But Herbert was able to not just read that, but read how you can get even more yards on this play. Especially when you factor in the situation, how important this play was for Herbert. Just a really impressive play all around by the young quarterback who, is playing really good football. So yeah, really good stuff from Herbert. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What were your thoughts on his game? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.